In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through all the new features in Photoshop Beta. So the new update has got some really amazing features added to it. If you haven't got the Photoshop Beta, then all you need to do is go to your Creative Cloud icon on your desktop, and then at the top here where it says apps, click on that and you'll see the beta version here, and you can download that version there. And once you've done that, it will then load up and it will look exactly the same as the normal Photoshop, but it's slightly different. So looking at this image then, the first feature is generative fill with a reference. We can select an area. So let's just select this backpack, for instance. Say we want to change this backpack. You can then come to the generative fill, click on that, and you'll see that there is a little icon here that says reference image. So if we click on that and then select choose image, and you can then just click generate, or you can type in whatever you want. I'm going to type in backpack on here and then just click generate. And you'll see that Photoshop will then use that reference image and try and give us a backpack that looks like the one we've just selected. There you go. So if we look at the top here, we always get three options, and it's not going to be the exact same as the reference image, but it is just a reference. If you're not happy, then you can click on generate again, and it will, as always, create three more selections for you. And there you go, we've got a few other references there. So if you look, it's not done a bad job actually. Some of it is a bit skew width, but some of them are acceptable. For instance, that one would be okay. That one I quite like. It's a bit blurry there, but it's really, really good. And considering this is the beta version, wait until they've actually updated this properly. It will be really, really smooth. So you can see there the difference in what we've got. So the next feature is text to image, which you already have, but this is using Firefly Model 3. What you need to do with this is create a new document. So just come up to File, press New. You can create any size, it doesn't really matter. And you'll see here that you can now generate an image. Let's got it on here. You can click on here where it says generate image, and you'll see that this prompt comes up. Now you have two different types. You have art, so it will make an art piece, or you can have a photo. You can also have a reference image and effects as well. So if you look at the effects, we've got digital art, we've got bokeh effect, we've got movements, we've got different concepts. So there's lots and lots to get stuck into and play around with. All I'm going to do is select photo, and I'm going to write great white shark hunting. There we go. And then just click generate, and you'll see the difference in the software and what it can do now. So this will be photorealistic. So that is a fully generated image. You can see there that is really, really cool. So none of these are real, as you can tell. Let's change the wording and put a great white shark swimming and see what that comes up with, because it's used the hunting term for fishing and things like that. So if we just simplify it, usually less is more. There we go. So you can see there that, okay, that looks more like a mixture between a tuna fish and a bull shark, but that looks pretty good. So that is completely computer generated. It's not bad, is it? So let's get rid of that. Let's create another new document, and this time I want to create an image, but I'm going to do artwork. And the effect, let's try doing this one. And this time I'm going to type in lion. The lion's going to be sleeping. So let's generate that. So there you go. You can see that artwork there is pretty good, isn't it? That's completely from a text prompt and with that particular style. So if we zoom in, You can see there all the detail that that's created. So this is the difference between version 1 and version 3, or model 1, model 3. So the next feature is really interesting because it enables you to generate new backgrounds. So let's open up an image. Let's just open up this particular shot here. And what we're going to do is just click on remove background. So Photoshop's going to do its thing. So it's left some pieces in there. So that's okay. On here it says here we can edit the background. So we can click on the plus or minus. Let me move this up here so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. So we click on the plus. For instance, we can then make our brush bigger by using the bracket keys, and we can include more of the background, or we can minus and get rid of any of these other features. So if we didn't want any of them features, then we can simply delete them away. So with this here, I'm just doing this really quickly. Once we're happy with the selection, we can then click on generate background, and we can type in whatever we want. So let's put sunset on a hill, Texas, and then click generate. So if we look here, you can see that that's pretty rubbish. So it's not done a great job, has it? Let's try a different prompt. So let's delete that, and let's try cowboy times. Let's just see what that comes up with. That's getting better, isn't it? It's still not brilliant, but it's almost there. And let's type in bright day. But if we look at the actual image, you can see where the feet are. It's actually blended all of these areas quite well. We could obviously continue masking that and doing a better job, but you can see that's not too bad considering that is a completely generated background. So yeah, definitely still some work in progress on this, but you can see the potential there, and it's done a fairly good job. If we look at some of the selection that I made, I mean, you can see here, look, you can see some of the hair there of the horse. It's blended it really well. Some of it down here, and that's probably just due to my selection, so I wouldn't take that too much as a that's what the final results are going to be. So another new feature that's come in with Photoshop Beta is the text. So if we click on the text tool and come up to the top here, we can see that we've got fonts. So these are the fonts that are already in there, and this will be in the normal version of Photoshop as well. But if you come to the top here where it says more fonts, you can click on that and it will load up all of these new fonts. And I think there's between 15 and 20,000 different fonts here now. So this is great for people that want to do posters, flyers, that kind of thing. There's lots and lots of different fonts for you to use, so you can mess around and come up with different ideas. So let's just use the move tool, and there we go, there's Jaws. So lots and lots of options there, and some really nice styles that are a little bit more creative rather than just standard fonts that you get on any other program. So there's lots and lots to play around with there. So another new feature is the ability to generate similar, and what that enables you to do is generate images that are similar to the main image, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we come up to the top here and select new, and let's just create a new document, and let's generate an image, and let's say we want to generate a photo and we want to make a table with flowers. Let's just go with that. So let's click on generate. So we've got our 3 versions there. So let's go with this one here. So again, this is completely computer generated. So if we like this one here, then what we can do is click on the 3 dots at the top and click generate similar. And what that will do is generate similar images for the one selection that you've made. So it's a great way to expand. If you like an image but you want more options, it's a great way to expand. So you can see there, they are all in keeping. So it's the same flowers, it's the same similar plates and same plates, yeah, and gives you a lot of different variations to play with. Let's come back to our horse image and let's get rid of our text prompts that we wanted in the beginning and our background there. So if, for instance, we want to get rid of this dog and we want that dog to be completely removed from the picture, we can make a selection and just click Generative Fill. Now, if we do that, Photoshop is going to use its software to work out and give you the 3 variations there at the top. And if we zoom in, actually it's done a pretty good job. So if we look at the variations there, you can see what we've got. Now, if you take something out and it's not that good, then you can actually enhance it. So let's try doing that again up here, and let's try just making a quick selection of, say, just these horses here. Okay, fill and generate. Let's just see what Photoshop comes up with. It's a little bit more complex than the dog, and it's given us a few different options there, hasn't it? So if we like this one, for instance, then what we can do is click on that little arrow and it will come up with enhanced detail. So you can see just above where the image is, there's that little push up arrow, and what it will do is work its magic and just smooth everything out. So some of the selections will be better, some of the transitions will be better. So if we look, we can see there's the before and there's the after. So again, that's a great way to just enhance some of the details in your selections there. But just remember that this works really, really well if you've got low resolution imagery, okay? That will just enhance that selection a lot better. Right, so let's just flatten this image and discard the hidden layers there. So another really, really cool feature is down here where the brushes are, and you've got the adjustment brush tool. So it's the second one in, and you'll see up here it says that you can use this here to select an adjustment layer to be created. So let's just select here, and you can see these are all the different adjustments that you can make. So say we want to do a levels adjustment, we've got the plus and the minus, we've got the size and the hardness of the brush. Now if I just wanted to make a selection here of this guy, now you can see I'm painting in there. You can't see where I'm painting, you can see it on the layer mask there. If you come up to overlay, you can click on that and it will show you exactly where you're selecting. So you can use that, and then we can just make an adjustment there, and you can see it created our mask for us. And we can do another one, so new adjustment layer. Let's try curves adjustment, and we need to change our brush to white, and here I'm just going to paint in, and you'll see there that the adjustments are being made just to them sections. And of course we can bring that down and make it look perfect. So this is going to save a lot of time because we don't have to create these layer masks. So that's all the new features. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.